our regular slash I guess leader of the group at this point. We got Cricket, who will be piloted by me for now until next Friday. We got Caliph, the elf, who became a giant person last session. We got Skomak, the dwarf.
Yep, that's right.
Is that right? All right. Yep. And then we got
Lodica, the ranger.
Lodica. Yes, Lodica.
He's a cleric.
So and then we also got our three hirelings who didn't really get the shine last time. It's our wizard, our warrior, and our cleric, who have came afflicted with the corruption.
They did.
Yes.
Oh no.
The corruption has entered the guild, and there's not many people left. Most those who are unafflicted have left to other planes, quarantine themselves. Those that have been afflicted have tried to keep themselves in their tents and try to reduce the spread of it. So, all right, Skomak, what happened last time?
Okay, last time we talked to the Minotaur for a little bit. I can't remember what we discussed, but we brought him the things. The items that we had obtained. And then we went to Abstemius, the Mind Slayer capital city, and we were looking for a particular spider, and we searched around, and eventually we came to this arena type thing where there were two giant spiders fighting a giant bat thing, and we enlarged Keyleth, and we rode her into battle, and we jumped off on top of the spiders, and the elf actually popped the eye out. But I was surprised that he actually managed to do it. And then I tried to jump on the spider, and I fell. But Keyleth caught me, and then we got out of there as fast as we could.
You said don't tell the elf.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was Kaz,
killed the 100-foot elf that caught you.
Yeah, I had to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not kill that person. That was an incredible roll, though, of the dice for those.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we had those 400-foot elven cattle, too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the 4 giant cows.
Because that's how good my enlargement roll was.
Yeah, Tamarick cast an invisibility globe around us.
Yeah.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's basically all that happened. You guys slayed a bunch of giant spiders, saw some slave work going on. You made the Mind Flayers upset because you destroyed their arena. You had to deal with giant cattle as he fled, and they might be on their guard next time you come back, but time moves strangely, so we'll see what happens there if you ever go back.
Let's not do that.
I'm pretty sure we collapsed that portal at the end.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
During our escape.
It is true.
So.
Let's see the last couple updates. What I posted in chat for those who didn't read. Food and stuff like that. Anything consumable is cheaper Everything else has doubled in price, and the tavern is closed. Finric, you, courtesy of the King of Elfland, days during your about 3 days into your downtime, you could feel your connection growing weaker and weaker. And the last thing you were able to do or feel was him giving you a gift, the gift of vitality, before your connection vanished or was severed. So all of your ability points that were burned or used or temporarily gone have been restored.
Okay.
So what this means, no one knows. But
And I
for now,
the sense of his presence is weaker.
it is very weak. I would say, there's actually a note I made. You can only cast Invoke Patron once a week. Or Patron Bond, yeah.
I think that's already the case if you want to make it once a month. I think it's I think I read it here. I remember it being like once a week for me.
Yeah, then it's once a month. And it's only, you get a -2 penalty to invoke patron spell checks.
Yeah. 1 round limited times per bond. I can't remember how I came up with it, but
Yes, well, Finric has had some character development.
oh, here it is. Patron bond, which for me is casting time 1 week plus the quest itself. So I actually have to go and I have to do whatever the patron bond requires in order to even cast it again. So
Ooh. All right. Well, this might lead into what is required to be able to use it again or even more often. All right. So here we go. Off to pick flowers in Elfland. As I said, if there's any last minute things you guys want to do, just pick up more supplies. You can do that in the background. We don't have to go through any roleplay for it. You just pick up what you need as we descend. So you guys picked up the letter that came from Eng, a little hamlet back on Aerth or Orth, regarding them seeking aid for some harassment and some murders that have been going on in the town starting 6 nights ago. You pick up a guide who happily helps you get back to Aerth. It's back up the stairs again. Apparently there's not a whole lot of things that go down. But again, you guys are going up. For about 40 minutes, you climb the stairs. You go past 2 landings, and on this final and 3rd landing, you emerge onto a soft wooden landing filled with just 3 doors. The first door, just a simple iron-banded door with a stone frame around it. Nothing special. The 3rd one is a metallic door with glass in the center of it. Kind of like a window, I guess you could say. And the 3rd one looks like a mossy bark kind of a door. Like it's a living tree of sorts. And it is just like a hole. As if a hole in a trunk for the hole into a tree. Your guide, which is our goblin merchant, goblin Hawaiian shirt merchant to be precise, Peter, or Keeter, depending on the day, He points to the simple iron banded door and tells you that this would take you to A. And with that, you guys open the door and enter back out onto the material realm. Back onto air. The time, for those who are from Aerth, you can tell it is probably about midday. The sun is up, birds are singing, there's a soft mist rolling through the plains. You emerge from what looks like a large rock, or between two large boulders is what I mean, and are out on a hill, overlooking a soft plain, and off in the distance you can see a small little town, which you presume must be Ang, which the name of this place is ENG, for those who want to know. And this must be, and this is the valley that it sits in. So.
And we probably know that, like, the pathway into Elfland is via Aerth, because that's where I came from, Elfland, right? And then.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is like the most reasonable thing, because there hasn't been many elves that you've met from other planes, or have claimed that there's other doors from Elfland to other planes. So it's a reasonable assumption that the way to get to Elfland is through Aerth, or on Aerth.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that there's been some lore dumps here and there, especially before we started recording. So,
my friends, I have called this the fields that that humans know, and Caliph, you know this place, but this sits on the dividing line between our worlds. The last time we were here, there was a great battle.
You might actually know this, but I don't know if you gave an age to Fenric. Because
I think I rolled for it. I think I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know.
So no.
Yeah, I didn't list an age.
Yeah, because elf and dwarf years are kind of weird in this one, but yeah, I think you would know this, because. So I'll give you this tidbit of information, and then we're just going to move ahead. So you know this as the Valley of Ang, and then this borders the Ivy Wood, which is where Elfland used to merge into the realm of mortals. 40 years ago, what the heck is it? The Duke. Yeah, 40 years ago, Duke Thorn, the father of the Duke, who was holding the tourney and everything right before you guys went onto the staircase. He infuriated the king of Elfland for daring to hunt the king's prized unicorn herd. These majestic creatures regularly crossed over from Elfland to graze upon mortal grasses that grew around the village of Hay, galloping among the mists seeping around the village, out from the Ivy Wood. In response to this poaching, the Fairy King withdrew the borders of Elfland away from the verges of Ang. The twilight magic that enchanted the dreams of residents faded away, and life became mundane and toilsome. And now, few villagers remember the A-time. Magic could be smelled in the night air, and glimpses of fairies and sprites and fawns were seen on the edge of the Ivy Wood. But now the Duke is dead, and the insult to the potentate of Elfland should have been lifted. In other places and times, the King of Elfland would gladly restore his borders to the mortal realm, and magic and dream might once again permeate the night around Aang. And this is where you guys come in. Today, of all days, with everything going on around you back on the stairs, this might be the one chance to get this ingredient. You guys head into the Valley of Aang, towards the small town. This well-trodden dirt path that leads. Actually, I'm pretty sure you can recognize this a little bit. You can see that one's fairly well-trodden, and that would be back to the Duke's Palace, a couple days away. I don't know if anybody if you remember the information of the town layouts. This is near one of the major settlements, and then just more roads that pass through and around the little hamlet. Let's see here. As you grow closer, you can feel a cold, for the warmth and happiness of the king once filled your life, or that little tingling sensation in the back of your head. Feel a cold and dark rumbling. And Caleb can feel this too, now that you're back on air. And this may actually, depending on how this goes, it might change you as well. But, okay, yeah, you guys head into Aang. You approach.
I actually shivered as you were describing the chilling feeling. I actually shivered.
Yes.
I think there was a rumor about the town of Ink.
Yes.
There are foul creatures terrorizing the town.
Yes. Yes, the Valley of Aang is a broad, shallow vale comprised mostly of rolling meadows, small groves of trees, field stone walls, and hedgerows. An old small forest lies at the western edge of the valley. Its ancient trees covered in creepers, which give it its name, the Ivy Wood. In the middle of the valley lies the village of Aang. If you've seen any other farming village, Aang is like every other. It's just like 1,000 other farming villages. There's a collections of buildings housing a tavern, a mill, a blacksmith, a tanner, and a few other tradesmen's homes and shops. As you enter, you don't really get many looks as you guys enter the town. It takes about an hour from the hill to get. There's not a lot of people roaming about. There's probably a village of about 100 people at most. You pass by shops surrounded by numerous small crofts and farms. A single road passes through the center of Aang, passing out of village commons before departing the community for good. The Duke's castle lies several miles to the north. That's as best as I can say. So, okay, you guys are here. What would you like to do?
I ask Skomak, because you mentioned that, I say, Skomak, is it possible that this thing that afflicts this town might be related to the corruption? I should tell you all that the king of Elfland himself, I have sensed his mercurial spirit that can flow through time and dreams. It speaks to me, but I can't feel it anymore. Something is wrong with Elfland.
It could be the corruption. We didn't get much information about it. That's if they sent out letters requesting help. Maybe we could talk to somebody and see what's going on.
Okay.
Could be something about the town being attacked and stuff, maybe, or maybe they're separating the realms further.
Maybe. So you guys just want to ask around and.
Yeah, I want to kind of ask around and see.
Okay. All right. Hey, you guys start asking around. Some people give the elven folk a look, a strange look, but don't really talk to them. Even give the dwarf a weird little, like, side eye, but they talk to you guys nonetheless. Maybe a little cautious or maybe suspicious about you doing here, but upon you guys asking about the troubles going on and about the town requiring assistance, you get invited. So here we go. Your inquiries into the local troubles have resulted in an invitation to meet with the Parliament of Aang, the local governing body. You soon find yourself with the wattle and daub walls of the miller's home, a somewhat more well-built home among Aang's more rudimentary buildings. A group of aging men and one woman sit around a broad table in the miller's dining room. Candles provided smoky illumination to the otherwise well-cared-for chamber. At the head of the table, a red-cheeked man with mutton chops and a silk cap holds court. "Welcome," he says. "We at the Parliament are overjoyed you've come to Aang in response to our troubles. We have need of the prowess and skills of brave stalwarts such as yourselves. For we face a danger far beyond the abilities of simple farmers and villagers to overcome."
What's he look like again?
He is a red-cheeked man with mutton chops and a silk cap, and he has a large round belly.
So these are all like human, not elves.
These are all humans.
Okay.
These are all just simple farm folk trying to make a living off the land, as if this was 1800s Minnesota.
Little House on the Prairie, got it.
See, another one chimes in. Let's see. It's the old lady who Cosomos is her name, as you soon learn. I'll give the other names here in a second. Of late, terrible things have been hunting the shadows around Aang, harrying our livestock and late-goers. Sightings of vicious, blood-soaked beasts near the Ivy Wood have been reported. Ghostly figures have been heard wailing in the night. We are frankly at a loss to deal with these horrors and need those well-suited with weapons and spells and divine holy might to be our champion. We have taken a collection, and we can pay 50 pieces of well-worn gold to the group who can drive out these monsters. Are you interested? Voices are not my forte.
No, I love it. It's great.
I love it. I think it's great too. I mean, I'd be down to check it out, but
it's okay. I thought it.
it's kind of up to everybody, not just one.
It's
on our way. Yeah, it should be on our way, and I mean, an extra 50 gold, while not a lot, is still an extra 50 gold.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might get to fight some interesting stuff.
We might.
To fight some interesting stuff.
We might.
Do some mighty deeds.
Yes. Oh man. Okay, so if you accept, it sounds like you guys are accepting. So this is the Polariment. The Miller, the red-cheeked mutton chop, round-bellied man. His name is Eugen. And the rest of the Polariment is comprised of Juenis, Fabrin, Holst, Umir, the blacksmith, and the widow Cosselmoss. And they have the following information for you guys. Okay. There are 4 of these things for me to tell you. Many sheep, goats, and even some cattle have been found dead in pens and barns. Each has died from blood loss and internal injuries caused by a single stab wound like a terrible spear. The pens and barns were broken into by force, often shattering walls and fences rather than going through gates and doors. Number 2. The reported sightings are all muddled. Some late traveler claims to have seen monstrous stags bearing armored figures, terrible wolves drenched in blood, ghostly maidens wailing and screaming, and bounding, hairy dwarf-like creatures with eyes that glowed in the moonlight. The sighting began 6 nights ago. In that time, 3 people have been killed. A traveler leaving the village before dawn. A shepherd watching his flock overnight in the meadows. And a man returning home to his outlying farmstead from the tavern. The traveler was torn apart as if by wild beasts, and the other 2 died of single puncture wounds like the livestock. And the final one that they can give you before they say if you need more information, you might be able to glean some more from others, but no one has been privy to there's been no witnesses to the murders themselves. Many of the sightings have occurred near Morrow's farm, which is closest to the Ivy Wood. Morrow is one of the oldest residents of Aang and keeps to himself. However, he's lost the most livestock to these nocturnal raiders, and may have further insights to the nature of the menace. Morrow lives 2 hours away to the southwest, and they give you directions if you want to question them. Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. I vote we go question him.
Seems like the best lead.
All right.
How difficult would it be to use the detect evil with these people that we're speaking to now?
I don't think you would really need to use it. You can tell that these are just simple, honest folk just trying to make a living. It doesn't seem like they're this isn't like the Village of the Damned or anything. They're not secret chaos worshippers from the looks of it. They seem like just honest to good folk.
All right,
Living
I
by
definitely
a-
think we should go speak with Morrow.
Okay. Alright, you guys depart, and with the directions, you guys slowly make your way there. Through all of it, people come up and try and give you information. One of them, a widow and her 2 kids, the widow of one of the men, but probably the man coming from the tavern, comes up to him and says, "Those hairy things. It must be halflings, I'm certain. Everyone knows they drink blood so they can grow to become full-sized humans." Others say it must be the wolves of the damned coming to reap our souls for the sins of our ancestors. Others say it must be the end of the world is nigh. The armored figures, they must be the 7 horsemen coming and taking lives as they see fit.
Armored figures. There are 7 of them.
7, I'm certain. My uncle cousin's brother saw them
Well,
3 nights ago.
Does that mean something to you, Frederick?
what do you know what they looked like? What the armor was like?
My uncle cousin's brother's friend said they looked made out of wood, of bark, and they were on large beasts. But he couldn't get a good sight on them as they disappeared into the woods. With their eyes glow like yours glow. And he points at Fenric and Chaos' eyes. But my uncle cousin's brother's friend, he was just coming back from the tavern, so I'm not sure what he says is true.
These may
Magic.
be fairy knights.
I've heard of them.
If whatever affected the Fomorians has affected the fairy knights, this place is doomed. And then Fenric stares off in the distance. He does this right in front of all these innocent villagers.
I'm gonna roll and see if it has.
I think I can take a few level fairy people.
It does have an effect. You've scared them, and they run off to prepare the burials, get things done.
Wait, no.
My friends, recently we traveled to a fascinating underground world called, it was called Arcadia. And in Arcadia, there are these large ant people, and they work all of the underworld of that upper plane, and they seem like all very good folk, but something had beset them, and it was changing their minds. They acted strangely. They even came to worship, almost obey without reasoning, a goat woman that was masquerading as their queen, or their king. Their queen disappeared. Their entire society was falling apart, and frog people from another dimension were invading and slaying them all.
Hey, you know how nerves must be sounding right now to all these people, just the passerbys.
Yeah.
I think I had too much skooma.
If that is a portent for this place, then I hope that we can not only help these people, but I dearly hope that my land and my good king, strange and listing at the winds and whims of his mood as he is, I hope that he has not suffered some terrible fate.
As do I, Fenric, as do I. I hope our king is well, and our people as well are doing well.
Yeah.
Now it makes me wonder how my people are doing back on Instart. I'll have to
Indeed,
check on
my
them.
friend.
Guess we'll see. Let's see here. Alright. The farmstead lies a 2-hour walk from the village proper. A journey that leads you all past small farms and green meadows, bounded by hedges and down well-trodden paths along chuckling brook. The landscape is open and slightly hilly, with the only trees being small copses in a great expanse of ivy wood to the west. You guys are traveling during the day, so you reach the farm without incident. Farm is reached. Here we go. A single hovel, thatch roof, and with sod walls awaits you at the end of the muddy path. A pen containing bawling goats and a single plow horse stands near the home. The pen's wooden fencing shows signs of recent repair. Behind the house runs a tilled field with the first new crops poking through the earth. Far past the field, the misty green and brown expanse of the ivy wood, some few miles away. No one seems to be about, but a thin trail of smoke rises from the hovel's chimney. What do you all do?
Keyleth is gonna go ahead up to the farmhouse and knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Here we go. Inside. Approaching the house. Approaching the front door, you notice that there is a line of salt and iron filings laid across the threshold of the door on the outside. You can roll a intelligence check to see why.
As we approach this, like, I immediately start to get sick and I start to scratch and shiver.
Ugh. Yeah.
My intelligence check was an 18.
Okay, yeah, you deduce that such materials are said to keep the supernatural from entering a doorway, such as elves are allergic to iron.
Which is why I also feel sick.
Comac has no idea what it is.
Does he eat it? I don't know. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's iron filings like chip.
Roll the one, so he probably picks it up to eat it. To see what it is. Oh, they left me out of the stack.
It's like milk and cookies, but it's salt and iron.
Okay, so since I'm feeling sick from the iron, I'm actually going to walk over to the goat pen and let the non-sick people talk to Mero at the door.
Okay.
And I'm going to check out, like, the fencing and just see if there's anything that I can do to either help improve it or maybe even just count the goats and try to stop feeling so sick.
Let's see. You're a human, right?
No, Keyleth is an elf. Keyleth's an elf.
Ron, I forgot his character's name.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll rap on the door and see what's going on there.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, Lodokai goes up and knocks on the door, which summons the owner, Ogo Mara, owner. And Ogo is a bristly human male, mostly bone and thin muscle from 55 years of tilling the soil. His eyes are watery, his skin brown and wrinkled, and his hair, aside from a brush-like mustache, is gone. He stands just inside his doorway, suspicious, especially of the elves in the door. Yes, what brings you to his farm?
I say, seem to be having some trouble here, it would seem.
He especially eyes the elves squarely. Says, "Do any of you vouch for the Fae folk?"
I do for the ones that are here.
Yeah, these two are okay. Well, sometimes they eat dwarves, but that's okay.
Okay, they only eat bad ones. That must be what Skomak is thinking to himself. They only eat the bad dwarfs. Like a scary children's tale. Our parents tell the younger dwarves. Like, don't be bad, or the elves will come and eat you.
That's right.
That sounds like Christmas or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're basically Krampus, but for dwarves.
He eyes each of you wary, suspicious of you all, and he re-enters his home and leaves the door open, but he re-emerges back at the entrance quickly, and he produces an old iron horseshoe, and he asks each of you to touch it or to hold it, and he doesn't reveal his reasons for it.
I'll grasp it.
Yeah, I'll touch it.
Edith will make her way back from the goat pen to touch it, but she won't just hold it permanently.
Okay. Yeah, you get like kind of a slight rash from touching it, but nothing else at the moment.
I ask, I'm sorry, my friend, but I would rather not touch that. Why would you like me to?
Yeah, it's you. He becomes especially suspicious of you. Says reasons that I cannot say, or reasons that I cannot say.
Oh, so be it. And I take it, and it burns me, and I'm like, ah!
He quickly takes it back. Okay. Just had to make sure you weren't glamored or have any charms. Any illusions. He's pretty rough, but he says, "All right." And a wry smile breaks across his stoic face, and he addresses you with the following. Might be eyes know a thing or two about these parts, and that witch has come back from outside. But first I need to know if you're worthy to know these things. If you grant eyes a boon of aid, eyes will tell you all eyes knows of what is out there when the moon rises. And comes again.
Is that a riddle?
That's how he talks.
Oh.
What aid do you require?
For 4 nights straight, something has been preying on me goat. Big it is, with eyes that burn red in the dark. It leaves cloven hoofprints in the mud around me pen, but they vanish when the sun rises. It kills with a single blow, stabbing the animals to death. In the morning, there's not as much blood around as there should be, leaving eyes to think it sups on gore. The old charms, he says, gesturing to the salt and iron barrier. Deep size. This cannot protect me herd, for salt is not cheap, and I have not enough to ring them round. If you can slay this beast or drive it off for good, eyes will tell you all eyes know about the past and what has come back to Aang.
I think that's what we came here to do.
That is what we came here to do, sir. Are you sure it's just one creature and not many?
Yes, I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. This is one large beast. Big.
How
Bigger
big, sir?
than a horse.
Bigger than a horse.
Bigger than the finest war horse you've ever seen.
Glowing red eyes and hooven feet, huh?
He nods.
Can you perchance give us any more descriptors? Anything else you might have seen?
That's all I've seen of it. But I'm sure it'll come back tonight. I knows it. Gonna be after me goats.
Well, we could keep watch on your goats tonight, I think.
Yes, I think we can make our campsite around the goats. Is it alright if we go into the pen and allow the goats to get familiar and the horse to get familiar with us so that they do not become frightened of us when we start to fight this creature?
The goats and the horse, they're almost as old as I am. Domesticated as domesticated animals could be. Just come inside if you help me around the farm for today. I can give you a meal of porridge and stewed turnip as we wait for the sun to set. But if one of y'alls want to stand watch, you may.
Henrik, it seems that you are more affected by the iron and salt than I. So if you would rather stay and watch the goats and horse while the rest of us three, go and help with the farm and have the meal, I can bring a portion out to you as well so that you do not have to go hungry.
Fenric is shivering, standing by the door, eager to leave, and is like, "That is very kind of you. I think I would like the company of goats."
Then that is what we shall do. And may you feel better, brother.
I'll come sleep out there in the goat pen too.
I wonder if
What is
perhaps if
nightfall?
we're gonna catch prey, then we should perhaps lay a trap.
Yeah.
A nice pit trap, maybe. Goat in the middle.
Nice.
I don't. Are you sure?
Fenwick, you have the ability to create animals that you have seen, correct?
Yes, I can, and not only can I, but I can also create a magical trap.
So
Yes, that would be a part of everyone using the hits goats.
while we are helping him with his work, if you would like to, not just keep watch, but go ahead and create that magical trap with one of your created goats instead of his goats, so that we're not putting his animals at further risk. That would probably be the best route for us to go.
Can I do that, Glenn? Can I try to create a magical trap around some goats that I summon?
How long would it last?
Oof. I think I lose this first spell, but we can see if we can do a trap and put his goat in it. I think that might be the best chance we got. So I can create a message that triggers at any point, or less than that, I can also create an alarm, a loud alarm that will sound on a target up to man-sized whenever it's disturbed. And it can notify me mentally and emit no noise if I want, up to a mile away.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Do you want to, since it sounds like this usually comes out at night, do you want to wait until it starts to get darker to places?
I think
How long
first.
does it last?
Yeah. That's a good question. I may have messed it up. Until triggered. So I can put it like on some hay even and take it and then just throw it out and like a, wherever we want it, or I could put it on an object, that's going to be crossed over or touched in any way.
Okay. Just accidentally gets triggered by the goat.
That's true. That's a possibility.
Can
Yeah.
you put it
So
on the goat?
I can put it. I can put it on the goat, and then we can let a goat out on a leash and just leave it out as easy prey or something.
Yeah.
Sir, are you okay if we use one of your goats as the bait?
Oh, look, says you guys are talking about this. That beast has no problem breaking into pens. We just leave it inside and wait for it to come to us. Then to try and lure it out into the field.
Okay.
So you would rather that we... Okay, that will work, sir.
I'll just put it on the pen.
Okay.
Yeah, do you put it around the whole pen?
I don't know. I'll just put it, in the path of ingress of that's something, from the direction of the forest where it looks like it broke open the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys toil around the field, just helping water all the plants and stuff like that. And then it becomes dark. Morrow passes everyone around a simple meal of porridge and stewed turnip. And you all bring one out to Fenric. After dark, around midnight, the alarm sounds at the pen.
I wake up.
You all wake up. Fenric sees it first. Before the I'm gonna say you see the thing. You spot a shadowy figure crossing the fields from the direction of the ivy wood. As it charges straight to the pen.
Let's see if this is right. No, that's not
Guess
good
we all
enough.
come out to the bed.
Oh wait, yeah, you're alone out here, so it doesn't just charge towards the pen. It spots you and charges towards you. Okay, yeah. You can alert everybody, and then I'll read the following.
Actually, by the time midnight rolled around, Keyleth was back outside. She didn't stay inside after dinner. She stayed outside once it started to get dark.
Okay. It charges up both of you. And then, yes, Gomak and Lodokai are alerted, and so is Ago, who waits inside. The beast is spotted. Suddenly, a great creature is visible in the moonlight as it rears up on its back legs. Before you is a massive stallion, larger than even the war horses of armored knights. Its coat looks mottled until you realize that the beast is covered in cake and dried blood, staining its formerly white hair rust red. Large, wild eyes glow crimson in the starlight, and the moon's ray reflects off the 3-foot-long, blood-stained horn that protrudes from the beast's forehead. It's a unicorn! But not just any, as both you and Caliph know. It's an unseelie unicorn. And it is angry. Alright, so we're gonna start some initiative here. And I will give Lodokai and Skomak can come, but it will take movement to get out of the farmhouse.
Okay. Yeah.
Instead of saying, oh, we gotta wait around to get here. Yeah, you guys can roll. Everybody roll for initiative. Let's see. Woo!
I got a 6.
Okay. Okay.
17.
Okay. What does Lodokai and Skomak get?
20.
I have his head.
Okay, so then it goes the Unicorn with a 21, Lodokai with a 20, Caliph with a 17, right? And
Yep.
Skomak with a 10, and finally Fenric with a 6.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta roll ahead of this. Let's see. Okay, it does. It's going to attack Caliph with its horn. It's going to try and stab you. Yes. Let's see if it hits.
Okay. I believe I have a shield.
Does a 22 hit?
Let me check. I believe it does, but let me double check. Does that be my AC, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do, do, do.
Hey Ross, how do I put out a token so I can select it for initiative?
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I'll try, but I'll put you out one. But I think here you'll see it right here. But I think it doesn't work. I don't know. It may have to do with how I set up the grid or tokens for the background image. I don't know. Or it also might be that you have to have the combat encounter set up, and you have to. That's probably what it is. Actually, I'll see if I can do it. Combat encounter.
So I do have a shield that adds +5 to my stuff between my scale mail and my shield. It's a +5. But my character sheet does not list what my armor class is.
So the armor class is a +4 with scale mail, and then a +1 with from the shield. So it's a 16 is your armor class.
Okay. So yeah, 22 hits.
Yeah. Okay. So 22 hits. It does.
Yep.
Oh dear God! It does 7 points of damage, jabbing you into the shoulder with its horn.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have.
That's a lot of damage with only a max health of 23. So.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are prepping that, so we're gonna go Lodokai. Lodokai.
So I guess he comes, running out of the building and sees this thing and attacks and hits the elf, and so he tries to go into a lotus stare with it and try to hypnotize the beast.
Oh, I forget. Is Lotus Stare it's a charm effect if I remember right? Right? Kind of hypnotize.
Hypnotizes a target, yes.
It is immune as you try and stare this down.
Oh boy.
This. I don't want to go into it, but it's immune to sleep and charm effects, and it's 25% magic resistance versus all other spells.
Gotcha. So I try to contain the beast, and it's like, uh-oh.
You gave it the darkest stare you could, and it just stared right back down at you. This thing is huge. It puts humans and elves looking like dwarves, and dwarves looking like small children. It's a massive beast. All right. Then it goes, Caleb. What do you do against the unseelie unicorn? Oh, here's a picture for it. I don't know if you guys got one loaded up on screen.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it did. I take my dagger and I try to stab it through the heart.
okay. Let's see. Can you pierce its thick hide?
And that's a D20, right?
That's a D20.
22.
Ooh, that's a good hit. Yeah, you do hit. You do pierce. Roll for damage.
Okay. So that's 1d4 plus 1. So that's a total of 5 damage.
Ooh, yeah, you stab it. You don't quite make it to the heart, but you give it a good stab through the chest. Or, the side of the rib cage. Ugh, and just angers it further. Um, Next up is Skomak. Skomak, what do you do? It's such a large beast.
Okay, Skomak is going to run at it and with his longsword, he's going to try to chop off its horn. As a
Ooh,
deed.
okay. Okay, let's see. This actually has special rules for it. I have it.
Let's see, I rolled a 1 on my deed, though.
Okay,
Which,
either way. Dang it, where the heck is it? I have it. It's like a DC 20 to just attempt to pass. So,
yeah,
yes, AC 20, and you have to inflict 6 points of damage with a single blow to cut it off. If you
it was an
fail,
18.
okay, if you fail, it mars the tool or weapon's blade, and it has a 50% chance of shattering. So now you got to roll a percentile die and see if your weapon still gathers. As Fenric goes next.
I enter into a
I rolled a 9.
It shatters.
Oh, my longsword is broken.
I toss him my longsword, my regular one,
Oh, thanks.
and then I draw out my mithril sword of Wizardbane, and I go into a rage and strike it. Oof, I miss, I bet. 12 to hit.
Do you have any modifiers with it? I don't remember if you do.
I think that's it.
With that.
Yeah, that is it. I rolled a 8, plus 4 is 12.
Jeez. Yeah, you barely just missed. It's, AC 14 is what you're swinging for, everybody, for melee. Besides the horn. The horn is AC 20. Okay, then it's to the unicorn, who sets his sights on Skomak. And he's actually going to he rears up, and he tries to hit you with its hooves. Does a 19 hit?
Yep.
Okay, it does. There's a D4, but oh god. 6 points of damage as it rears up and bucks you in the chest. And yeah, that's what it does. It does that, and it knocks you back about 10 feet, probably back through the doorway, and you kind of kick the salt and shavings a miss, breaking the line, and Ogo is panicking in the back, says, "Don't let them in! The line mustn't be broken, or else the Fae folk shall invade."
Damn, there's only one thing out here.
Yeah, but he panicking. Lodokai, you're next.
So after looking at this thing, do I think that perhaps it may be affected by Turn the Unholy?
No.
So that's what I was going to try this round.
Magic should be the last option against this thing, I will say. If the Lotus Stare doesn't work, it's a good chance others won't work.
All right.
Yeah, the one on the screen says something about turning me unholy.
I know. Alright.
All right. So with that knowledge, I want to go over to the wounded elf and use Lay on Hands.
Okay. You can do that. You guys, you can go ahead and roll for hit points and all that, and we will move to Caliph as you're healing her.
I'm neutral. Okay. What's your alignment?
She is
chaotic.
Yeah, so it's no
Three
bonus.
dice.
3 dice. you back. That's 3 hit dice. So
Oh,
whatever.
I'm sorry, 4 dice.
4. God. So that's, yeah, it's whatever you the D is for health for the elf.
Yeah, I don't see that on my sheet either, so I don't know what that would be.
I can tell you right now. 1 second.
Okay.
I forgot. You don't have the book. You
I
go
do
straight
not have the book.
wizard, dwarf. It is a 1d6 hit point. So
1d6.
So 4d6 is what you gain back.
So 4d6. Okay. So up to all of my health back then.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, and I'm only down by 7, so I think it might heal me back to full health, but we'll see. Let's see. 10, 6, 19, so yeah, it fully healed me. And then I am going to take my club and try to smash the horn off. And that's a 20 or better to hit, so let's see.
20 better to hit, and you gotta do 6 points of damage, and if it's
I
a
forgot my
non-match.
shield bash. Sorry.
Yeah. Good old shield bash.
Yeah, actually I'll do a shield bash instead of club, because the
That's
shield
a-
is...
That is a deep die action. Only warriors can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No worries.
So yeah, so 23 was the hit.
Okay. Gotta roll
But
for
it's a-
damage.
Right, but it's a d4 plus 1, so no matter what, the best I can do is a 5.
Yeah. So you hit.
And that
you
was
do
a nat
damage.
1 plus 1, so 2.
All right, and now you roll a percentage die to see if your club gets damaged or just shattered.
Okay, so that's
That goes on.
Is that a fumble?
d10.
No, it's just any non-magical weapons have to roll this if you're attacking the horn.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Got a 3.
you got it. So your club shatters. If you get above 50, it's damaged but not broken. Below a 50, that thing is broken and needs repair.
Okay.
Okay, so
So my
Stomac,
club is done.
his club is gone.
Okay, I'm gonna go for its legs this time and do a deed to knock it down.
All right.
I don't think I hit it.
What'd you get?
Oh, a 19.
You hit.
About 5 points of damage.
And did your D go off, or is it still standing?
Let's see, what do I have to roll for the deed to go off? I thought it was just the deed die.
Yeah, it's just a D die.
It's a 3. If you ever roll a
Oh.
3 or above on your D
Got a
die,
2.
it goes off.
Yeah, it was a 2, so...
So you do some damage, but you don't get it. So yeah, you can tell you guys have hurt this thing pretty bad. Fenric, it's up to you. What do you do?
Alright, I see all this going on, and I see that their weapons are breaking against the horn, and so I try to strike it with my mithril sword. I got a 17 to hit for 6 damage on the horn.
You automatically sever the horn with your mithril blade.
Oh, because it's mithril, or...?
It's mithril.
It's a
Ah.
mithril sword of wizard bane.
Oh, nice.
So it's a mithril / magical weapon.
Is that the one you
Um,
threw to me, or...?
Oh,
No,
I had a longsword actually. I had my original
okay.
longsword, so I was like, threw you the longsword and
Oh, okay, thanks.
have one, yeah.
All right, yeah, and you do your points of damage to it. It is hurting now. The horn is severed. It doesn't know what to do. It lashes out at Fenric. Just with the gloves, with a... Okay, 17 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh, for 5 points of damage with its hooves.
Bam.
And it knocks you back as well, 5 feet. As it's just panicking now. Back to the top of the. We're back to the top. Lodokai. Or not, yeah, Lodokai. What do you do?
All right. I'll try to attack with the hand axe.
Hey.
A nat 20, AC 26 with a deed roll of 2 for 2 points of damage. What was that? Oh, it's a crit.
It's a crit. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh. So you have to roll on my crit table, or did it automatically do that?
Gotta roll the crit table.
Critical hit was 1d4 plus 2. It was a 4.
Yeah, it looks like you did 2 damage. But you're you're a cleric. Okay, yeah, 2 damage plus a 2 plus 2 cleric.
I think you can make another attack.
It says attack sweeps the opponent off its feet. In the next round, the enemy is prone.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought you got a 4.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry. 4 result. Yeah, hammers his knees, and you can make another attack. That's awesome.
Ooh, roll for more. Roll for another attack, then you might kill it this round.
Oh man.
19 for 5 points of damage.
Oh man, if you were a warrior, would have got another crit.
Yeah.
Describe your kill.
She just like axes one leg into the side and then swings around and catches the other from the opposite direction and just cuts the legs out from underneath of it.
Alright. And with that, the unicorn has been defeated. Its horn lays off to the side, where it was thrown after being severed by Fenric.
I think we should keep that.
I was gonna say, Keyleth runs over and grabs it as a trophy for the group.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is what happens. As you examine it closely, you see its fur is bloodstained from its kills, and its hooves are large and cloven, quite unlike the hooves of a horse. Let's see. The unicorn's horn is rife with the chaotic power of the unsteely. Can any lawful creature handle it, has to make a DC 10 Fortitude save.
Huh?
Or suffer 1d4 points of damage as the horn burns them with its power.
I'm chaotic. Could I pick it up?
I was gonna say, I'm
Anybody-
chaotic. I was
okay.
chaotic, so I was just gonna pick it up.
Okay. Also, it can be used as an improvised short sword that grants +1 to hit and inflicts 1d6 damage. 2d6 damage against lawful foes, and is considered a magical weapon.
Caleb, you have a unicorn horn sword.
Yes.
A chaotic of chaos too.
God.
Pretty cool.
Okay. Farmer Morrow comes out. He sees the proof as the body lays there in the middle of the night. And he has more to tell you about what he expects is happening around A. Before we go further, I think we can complete this in one sitting, if you guys don't mind going a little bit over time.
I should.
But if not,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm just saying, if you guys can't make it past the 2-hour mark, I can just pause it when we hit 8 p.m. and just continue it next week. But it's all up to you guys.
I was good to go to 9.
Yeah, I
I'm
usually.
good to go till 11:30.
Yeah, I usually. I could go to 11:30, but also if I'm in no rush because I'm enjoying the adventure too. So there's also that. But
Yeah,
I wasn't in any
same.
rush.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine with whatever y'all want to do. I'm good. It doesn't matter. And I'm very much enjoying it.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of
I have-
which, I go over to Skomak and I'm like, let me see your wounds, my friend, and let's see what we can do for you.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
Our cleric tending the wounded. As Morrow goes on, explains further.
Failure?
Yeah, I don't think
Oh.
it's disfavor, but I could try again, I suppose.
Same thing. Huh.
My god doesn't like you.
Well, are you awful? I can see why. Because I'm chaotic.
Right. And Morrow comes out and he sees the horn and the dead body, and he says, "All right, I'll tell you what I do. When I was a boy, Ing wasn't like other places. The nights were magic, with lights of all colors dancing in the depths of the hedgerows or among the trees. Dreams were richer then, too. The old folks, that God bless them now, said that Ing stood near the borders of Elfland, and that the fairies would come across it into ours world at twilight and depart at dawn. It was said the good folk would hold banquets on a mound near the ivy wood, and the nobles of Elfland would hunt in the woods and meadows around it. Folks would steer clear of that hill, lest they had business with the fair folk, convinced that the mound was a doorway to the Elf King's land. Then, when I was 15 winters old, the kind ones stopped coming to Aang. It's said that the old Duke angered the King of Elfland, and that the King closed the borders of Fairy. Of course, now Duke is dead, and I's thinking those borders are open again. But, and I's know not why, those who walk in the twilight have returned angry. I's fears the beast you killed is just a taste of what's to come. If the danger to ease Angman is to be stopped, I's thinking it to the mound you'll need to venture, and to deal with what calls it home. Okay.
We hope that this will help you, old man. And I look around at the doorway at which I'm standing out from, and I look in where he's talking to us, and I say, I hope that the times of dreams will come again to you. The dreams that are fair and soon.
I hope so too. Before my passing.
Or after.
He
Alright.
would like to ask the rest of the group, what would you guys think about us giving this nice gentleman here the 50 gold we were promised to help out, so that he can rebuild and have enough salt and iron to protect his goats?
My friend told me, the Skeeter told me that money, he told me about it, and he said that money was an expression of value, and I came to love the idea. I've decided that I love money very much. I have a little, and if we were to get 50 gold and give it to him, I think that I would want something too. Could you give me something, old man?
I can give you some rations and some directions to the mound.
I don't want rations.
I got 25 silver pieces.
I don't want silver. Could you...
What do you...
Could you tell me the dreams of your youth as many times as I wish?
I can.
Then I turn around to everybody else and I'm like, I'm okay with giving the 50 gold.
All right.
Like more than.
You're not so different than the dwarf after all.
Okay.
I love the smell of gold.
Yeah.
Gold in exchange for dreams.
Was that 50 gold pieces each or total?
Just total.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you just set this old man up with a retirement fund. Not sure what to do with that. Okay, what would you guys like to do? He gave directions to the mound, and he offered 25 silver pieces as payment for killing the unicorn. So you got two options here. You can head to the mound and see what's going on there, or you can listen to his dreams for as long as Ben wishes.
Oh, that's only once we give him the gold, then that'll be payment for his dreams.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think we'll take the silver even.
Yeah, I was thinking we wouldn't take the silver either, just so that, like, we're giving him gold because he clearly needs it to improve his farm and continue to protect his animals.
okay. Alright, okay, yeah, then alright, we head to the mound. As you leave, he wishes you luck and says somewhat cryptically, I hope your time among the fairies is short, before closing his door. And now we're on to part 2. Okay, so you guys follow his directions. And you reach the verge of the dark wood, the ivy forest, located 4 hours away from Aang, 2 from his, from the Morrow farm. The forest is old, and the boles of the ash, oak, and thorn trees that comprise it are intertwined with ivy and other creepers. Let's see. For our elves, you can roll an intelligence check.
I don't like these green things. What are they called? Trees? Yeah, I don't like those.
Fleshy stone.
I got a 29 on my intelligence check. Thank you to my Hawaiian shirt.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you guys, the elves, or anyone who has knowledge, like a hunter, forest. You notice that the forest is unusually quiet. The animals have fled during the night.
That's good.
I got you. Let's see, at the edge of the ivy wood, at the bottom of a shallow dale, near the southeast corner of the wood, is the mound Morrow described. The round hill rises 20 feet high and measures 40 feet in diameter. It is covered with green grass, few old, moss-covered stone, each no more than 2 feet tall, litter the top of the mound. There are no visible caves or doors leading into the mound itself. Let's see. We can skip that part because it's night. I'm not going to have our elves roll for it because it's just more rolling bonuses, but you recall Benric and Caleb recall that legends state that the denizens of Elfland are creatures of the dawn and dusk, giving them a clue as to when they might expect anything unusual to occur. It's nightfall. You feel the unicorn horn. Caleb feels the unicorn horn as you hold it. You guys are within 100 feet of it, so yeah, you do that, and you can feel the horn tugging towards the mound's eastern face. Okay.
I inform my compatriots of the tugging feeling and suggest that we go to the eastern face and kind of try to figure out why it's pulling there.
Tell you right now. Nightfall. The mound undergoes a change just before your eyes. A low mist fills the bottom of the dale, transforming the mound into an island in the middle of a cloudy sea. The light of the newly risen moon catches on a few of the old stones atop of the hill, throwing silver highlights upon the mossy rock. Suddenly, a rectangle of glowing green light appears on the east side of the hill, slowly spreading as if someone opened the curtain covering the window of a lighted room. 4 armored and armed humanoid figures step out of the gleaming aperture and take up posts on either side. As much as you wait to watch, nothing else emerges from the mound. If you wish to enter this new doorway, you must deal with the humanoid figures. And I will explain this, and then I'll ask you. Front door! A 10-foot wide, 15-foot tall opening stands in the east side of the mound. Glowing silvery green light pours from the entrance, produced by lines of burning brands hanging on corridor walls beyond the doorway. This passage is lined with worn, moss-covered stones, and sprays of wildflowers grow from the spaces between the rocks. On either side of the door stands a pair of armored figures. Their armor appears to be made from shaped wood, and each wears a helm fashioned from the skulls of large rams. Horns curled about the helmets' sides. Spears, prickled with thorns, are their weapons. Okay. And what would you guys like to do?
Can I do an intelligence check to determine if they are elves or not?
Sure. Let's see if you can make them out. Hey guys, jump right.
24.
Yes. You can tell that these are indeed elves.
Okay, so then Keyleth is going to go up to them and have a conversation in Elvish, asking them why they are standing guard.
Okay. Yeah. So you approach. Does anybody else approach with her?
I will stay back a little bit. Because I've heard they eat dwarves, so I'm not.
I'll go with her.
Okay.
I'll hang back since I'm a human.
Alright, so our 2 elves approach. As you approach, they spot you, and they issue a challenge in Elvish. Avant! Approach and be recognized if you serve the court. When they see you guys are elves, they kind of slightly lower their guard. And you ask them why they're guarding. Let's see. let's see. They say, yeah, they are guarding entrance so that none of the filthy mortals can get through and upset Prince Ashheart unless he deems them that way.
What was the last thing you said? Deems them what?
Deems them to come in, unless he wants any mortals to come in.
Then by fairy law, I invoke that a test be given of worthiness.
Okay. They ask, who must we perform this test with? You two can come in, but if any other mortals come about, they cannot. If you see any doors, Prince Ash has been waiting for more.
You said if we see any other doorways, then Prince Ash has been waiting for more.
No, dwarves. Dwarves, not doorways.
Well,
Are we gonna pretend like we're delivering a human and dwarf for food?
No.
why do they want dwarves for food? Or
Keyleth asks why Prince Ash wants more dwarves.
Okay. So the guardsmen are rude and pretty dismissive to you. They say, "Well, we can't say, but he wants more. Don't know if he eats them, if he's paying them to make weapons, or what. But we've been told to stand here and wait for our brethren, and to keep an eye out for any mortals or dwarves."
Keyleth is also going to ask if these guards know anything of the unicorn that we just fought and killed.
Let's see. They brush off any recriminations that the fairies are responsible. The immortals probably angered it and it sought vintage. I'd do the same. Eagerly. Yeah.
Do I notice these people are acting kind of crazy and evil and weird, or are they like?
They seem. They are the. If elves are usually jovial and happy, these ones are more cold and maybe by elf standards, maybe a little bit angry and. I wouldn't say cruel or cruel, but maybe more cold.
Yeah.
Than the typical.
I lean toward Caliph and I whisper in common. Caliph, these elves, they seem to be from the Winter Court. Have you ever had a visitation to the Winter Court? I do not know of these people.
I do not know them either. I respond in common, also in a whispered voice. They do not strike me as the elves that I knew and the elves that I know. Though I have never had dealings with their kind before.
As you talk, they cut in and say, "Speak your native tongue, or be marked as enemies to the court."
We're no enemies of the court. My friend, please forgive us. We've spent just moments of our time and find ourselves already taking on the customs of the people in this land. We think we may have a good offer for your prince. Allow us to go see if we can find him a gift. And perhaps we can come in return. We may have a gift for you as well.
We shall await here.
I apologize, Caleb. I don't know if you had any other tricks.
No, I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't. So I'm good.
Uh,
I mean, you can always just show them the horde.
what'd you say?
Said you
I
guys
could
could
show
always
them the
come-
horn,
Yeah.
but I don't want to pull that out just yet. I want to save that in case of emergency.
Yeah. Okay, so if we go back to everybody else, like we come back, you know, and I tell her, I say, it's important that you be quiet and we stay low so that you're not seen. You see Lodakai, Skomak, Cricket. These are winter elves, cold elves. They are not like my kind entirely. It seems as if perhaps there's some intrigue of their court here. I do have, I think, an idea from all I've learned of currency and money.
What is your idea?
They seek dwarves and slaves, food, sacrifices, or sport, I do not know. But it would be easier to try, I think, to trick them from the inside than it would be from the out. This place is well guarded. If we present you as a gift, we may be able to make it inside some ways.
Only other option would be to split up this party, and I don't wish to do that in case trouble arises.
I think I'm okay with being their gift.
We will have to be prepared to fight. I think it's
I'm
best
always prepared to fight.
if you hand Kalith and I your weapons. We will challenge them using our Fey laws if they demand for our weapons in any way. But if something happens, we'll give you your weapons quickly.
Yeah, fine.
I know all this is
My
dumb.
fists are good. My fists are just as good of a weapon anyway.
Out of character. I don't know if y'all have any other ideas. Magic isn't going to work well. Fighting them out here seems like a bad idea. They seem really hard to persuade. Like there's no, I don't think they would be bribed very easily.
I think that works.
I'm good.
You probably need my weapons too, huh?
Yeah, my thought is like they can check you and you won't have weapons, and we'll ask that they treat us with honor and courtesy, because like a major thing with the Fae is supposed to be politeness and courtesy. And then you know, if we get in a scuffle, we throw your weapons back real fast, get them to you.
It works.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
What about the shield? Is that...
Sorry. Go ahead. Just keep talking.
Should I give you my shield too?
I would say yes, because if you keep your shield, they might misconstrue that as a lack of trust,
And it might be a weapon.
and it could be used as a weapon.
Yeah, I'll hand over my shield then. And all my weapons.
Okay. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you are going to offer the dwarf up and try and make your way inside. And the party is going to be split.
Split?
No, we're gonna go inside and
No,
then
we're trying to stay together.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
it-
me,
Not
me,
split.
and, Yeah, look like our gifts.
Yeah, and it's like Star Wars Episode 4, like it's the Chewbacca moment.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to get to a moment that's opportune and then either try to break from the guards or, try to wait for the right moment anyways. They get further in.
All right. Okay, so when you guys are ready, you can enact that plan. Just on the off chance, do you have the map for the fairy mound?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, no,
all
okay.
right.
I was waiting because the art has you
Oh,
outside the mound first, but as soon as we go in it and you let me know, I'll put it on the map, and I'll, as you describe it,
Okay, because it's kind of twists and turns, so
It's got a lot
that
of
was
details,
It does. But, all right, yeah. So you guys do this. You guys return to the elves. And they say, the doorman address the dwarf, and they say, Prince Ashart has been waiting. Two of the doormen agree to lead Skomak, and only Skomak, further in.
Edith tells them that we will not be separated from the dwarf until we have made the delivery ourselves personally.
My friends, surely, as a courtesy, we wanted to offer this gift to the prince. Don't separate us from our gift. At least before we can bow and greet the prince with our own eyes.
Okay, let's see. That seems like a pretty good lie. You can make a personality check.
Alright. My personality is terrible. I'm not going to burn any luck,
Oh,
though.
don't say that about yourself.
It really is. I got a 5.
Well, I'm in the line with you, and I have a 14, so how about I roll?
Okay, his fails, but what do you say to try and convince the doorman?
I basically have the same exact sentiment, although we will not be separated from our gift because we do not know these guards. We do not know this prince, and we must give proper greetings to the prince. And we cannot do that if we are separated from our gift.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll take that. You roll a 14. Let's say they can believe that a little bit and say, all right. But he's not going to the prince immediately. He's going to go get prepared. He's going to be dressed and before his great meeting with the prince. And the rest of you will be going to the prince yourselves.
Excellent.
Okay.
I
you guys
still do not wish to be separated.
You won't be separated till the very end. We guarantee this.
I'll do it.
Okay. They say, all right, dwarf. Just for our own safety, we must pat you down. We must put these. We gotta bind you.
Uh-oh. It's the
You've
Lothlorian
had trouble
moment.
with them. Well, yeah. They must
yeah.
bind the human and the dwarf just for their own safety.
Keyleth offers to do the bindings.
No. You may come together as a group, but this we must do.
Do
It
you
is our
not trust me?
We do not trust any elves who have been around mortals for as long as you. You are outsiders.
I'm sure I'll be fine. They're just offering me their politeness and courtesy. I hear they must adhere to fix stays of their guests.
Okay.
It leaves me uneasy. And outside of game, Ross, what a cute puppers.
No, he's not. No,
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
I just want to eat him up.
He's really cute.
He looks like Dobby
Okay.
from Harry Potter.
He
Nasty.
does. But
Yes, I love it.
Throw a sock at him.
He looks like probably what those cows look like in Traveler, John.
yeah.
Yeah.
God. Okay. So you guys agreed to the binding for security measures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There are four doormen here. 2 lead the front with the dwarf between them, and the 2 take up the rear and follow the party inside. This is where it comes in handy. Going into the next part, the foyer. The stone-lined hallway diverges to the left and the right here. Grass and night-bloomy flowers grow in the mossy spaces between the flagstones, and a pair of burning brands casting lambent green and silver light give this space an otherworldly illumination. Hanging from the wall at the end of the passage is a woven tapestry depicting a regal look here. Bearded elf dressed in robes of sable and silver. He sits upon a throne of carved wood, wicked looking. You guys move past this. You guys take.
Hold on just a second.
Map
Glenn.
it.
Can everybody see the token?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. No worries.
It's tiny, but I can see it's there.
Yeah, I zoomed in a little bit.
Okay. If the map is up, that is area 1-2. And you guys are moving down this. I'm going to call this north, south, east, and west by how this picture looks. So you guys are moving down the left or southernish path, all the way to 1-9. And let me get to that. Are you? Yes.
This is a big
Okay.
area.
It's a big boy. It looks small on the outside, but it's bigger on the inside. It's like the TARDIS, okay, but for elves.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where you guys are at the moment. Area 1-9. The Herald Station. A pair of armed guards stands beside a set of closed doors. Near them stands another fairy dressed in deep blue robe, approaching black in color. A ruff of white fur decorates his collar. His cuffs are of similar material. He bears a long staff resembling a broken tree bow in one hand, and a bored look on his. And from here, the two doormen behind you stop, or they tell you to say, "Wait right here." And they leave, and the 2 guys with Skomak take him past this point. And for him, he goes into area 1-10. Yeah, 1-10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so at this point, you... Yes, okay. So we'll read where you are, and then we're going to split back and forth here. So you are in the smithy. As you approach, the sound of hammered metal and the ring of an anvil identifies this dark chamber as the smithy. The only light present comes from the blazing forge, giving the room a hellish appearance. A dwarf, bare-chested and with a beard singed to the chin, hammers away on a spear. Manacles hang from his wrists on chains long enough to allow his craft. Two hulking figures and a slim elfin woman keep watch over the toiling smith. Okay. All right, so we're gonna hop back and forth here. So Finrick and the gang, what do you guys do as you see him being led off, and you are stopped and stationed here? Lodokai still bound. This herald station. There is a fairy, an elf. He introduces himself as Gipfin, and he is Prince Ashhart's herald and seneschal. I'm trying to see. It's just
please
more.
Excuse me, I have to let the dog out. I apologize.
Yeah, not a problem. Good morning. Scummag's beard might be burned.
God, not my beard.
Not the beard.
Well, it looks like he's got a hot in a cot. I can see there.
At least they're not gonna eat me.
Ooh. Yeah. All right. As we wait for Finrick to return, what do Caliph and Lodokai? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to just kind of talk this out with the Herald, Gipfin, or?
I think, yeah, Keyleth will talk to the Herald, and you said there's 2 guards there as well, right?
Yes.
That weren't the ones that were escorting us. So Keyleth will talk to the guards and the Herald and try to assess through the conversation, you know, what's going on throughout the kingdom, and if they know anything of her peoples, since these are ice or winter elves, and she is more of a summer elf.
Okay. All right. We will wait until Ross returns, and then I'll
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, okay, no worries. Just making sure. Okay, yeah. So you asked. You talk to Gipfin, the Herald. Ow. Make sure that's going. Yep. Okay. All right. And yeah, you asked him about what's going on. He introduces himself and says, "My name." Okay. What's going on here? Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. There we go. All right. Yes, he says, "My name is Gipfin. I run the court for Prince Ashhart. My son, the Queen of Elfland, has finally usurped that dastardly king and have imprisoned him in the dungeons below his own kingdom. The queen took her rightful place upon the throne. If you did not know, being as you mingle with filthy mortals, the queen brings the unseelie court, and whenever she sits upon the throne, they see you and this other elf are too young to remember. Our personalities change depending on who sits on which throne. When the king of Elfland sits on his throne, you become jovial, happy, maybe. But when the king or the queen sits and finally usurps her husband, his powers diminish, and the unseelie hold the court. Some of our elders say this happens every couple of thousands of years. They go back and forth, unable to slay the other. It's a weird. I don't know how the mortals. They cannot live without the others. They just imprison each other whenever the other one tries to break out. But now they're married.
Yeah.
So Prince Ash is also the king's son, correct?
It is indeed our lord, Prince Ashheart. But the king does not recognize him as his own son, as Ashheart holds the same hatred, filthy mortals in his heart, just like his mother. And we can finally seek our vengeance and wipe the mortals off our land and expand the border.
What do you all think we should do? Is the time for violence come, or I don't think that we're on the same side as these people.
We are not. However, there are still the two guards with Fenric and the two guards that headed back to watch the entrance to this place, and we have no idea how many more guards there may be. I do not believe that fighting is our best option here at this time.
We need another option then.
Yeah, so do you guys think of that? We'll switch over to Skomak in the smithy. Let's see. Yes, the unseelie elf. She turns around and smiles, and she introduces herself as Belladonna. And the two other things are firebolts. Belladonna is a short 5'3" female fairy with silver hair that dances around her head as if caught in a constant breeze. She wears a black gown and corset embroidered with silver roses and thorny stems.
Mama?
The firebolts. You have a description for them. Where did they go? Firebolt. The firebolts are 6 feet tall, brutish-looking fairies. Their skin is the color of damp stone, and they are stouter than noble fairies. They have prodigious pot bellies and dress in peasant clothes with crimson hue. Okay. And this is what Skomak says. She says, another dwarf for the smithy. I'll have to take care of that beard of yours before we chain you up with old film buff amble. And you regard him, and she points to the dwarf and laughs. Says, we love our dwarves, for only they can craft the iron weapons. Us better nobles of Elfland prefer to wield against our lesser half.
So are they able to hold iron?
Dwarves can, yes.
Oh.
The elves, they can. It's okay. So you can have like an iron sword if the hilt is made out of something else, like the pommel.
Okay.
So, like as you see here, you can see him making spearheads, and across, and just on a little other side, you see like a couple of spears with iron heads on them, but they have like a thick wooden shaft made of dark wood. So yeah. So what would Skomak like to do? What does he try to do with this? As the two fairy guards, the fairy doormen, leave him with the firebolts and belladonna.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna pull out an iron spike.
Ooh. But but you're bound.
Oh, I'm bound. Crap. I guess I'll try to get my hands free.
All right, you can try and break your chain or your. I didn't really say what you were bound by, but you were bound by like these thick vines.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it will take a DC 13 to break the vine. Strength check.
Strength check. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess not.
They see you struggle and they all three laugh. The dwarf looks at you a little bit saddened that you couldn't break free. And the firebolts pick you up, or they grab you by your shoulders and shove you further into the room. Now let's pan over to Finric and Caliph and Lodokai. And Lodokai's still bound.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand what's going on here. So we are like before the double doors, and we have the Siniscal with us, right? And they're doing something with the dwarf we don't know in this other room with Skomak, but then we're before these double doors, with the Siniscal. Is that right?
That is right. That's correct.
Okay.
Probably yelling something like, "Don't take me beard."
I gently whisper to Caliph again in common. I say, time is running out. We will need to act quickly. My powers, they're connected to the king who's been deposed. Is there any sort of, do you know any magic that you've learned?
I do have some spells here, in addition to the enlarge that you saw against the spiders. I have Choking Cloud, Magic Missile, Ventriloquism, Mirror Image, and Wizard Staff.
Okay, what about this? With Mirror Image, and well, I think Mirror Image maybe is like D&D where you have mirror images of you, I don't know, but with Ventriloquism, what if we create a ploy to just lay eyes upon the prince, just to gaze upon him so that you can just get a glimpse of him, right? If we can just try to pull that off, then we try to separate out and free our dwarf friend. Then we start using his voice in places as a command, and we incite an insurrection. And we get some of the elves to fight the other elves, and we claim that there are intruders here, and that people can't be trusted, and we start setting groups of people against one another.
I like this plan.
It's chaos. My alignment is
That
shifting.
that is why I like this plan, because it is chaos, and I am chaotic.
Yeah, I forget. Like, yeah, that could work as you guys are planning this. And yeah, Fenric being he was a lawful elf, right?
No, I was neutral. So it's just a
Yeah,
little stretch.
neutral. Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, so you're just
Full chaos party.
being being around these elves. You can feel the cold darkness start growing stronger in the back of your mind, almost replacing your connection, your weak connection to the Elfland.
Yeah, because I don't have it to the king, so it's shifting. Yeah.
It seems like being in the mere presence of these elves are changing your personality.
I whisper to Lodekai, and I say, "My friend, we have a plan. The battle may ensue soon, and much trickery, hopefully."
I'll nod. I'm gonna try to test my
Yeah.
bindings a little bit. I don't want to get out, but I just want to try to see if I can figure out how to just slip free from them.
Okay, yeah. As they're doing this, you can test them out, and your wrists are pretty bound up with the same thick like vines, but as you notice, it looks like they were kind of how should I put it? Kind of careless on yours. I mean, what a mortal! Deal with the high elf. Something such as low as a human could deal with something as powerful as an elf. And so, probably with a DC 10, you could break through them whenever you wish. Strength check.
I'll try that when the time comes.
Man. Okay.
You could pull me a dagger.
So the first thing, I wonder if if I have your weapon. Well, actually, let's do a step by step. So the first thing is, who has the higher personality? Anyways, the Caliph probably has a better personality.
Yeah, my personality is 14.
Mine is 9. It's abysmal. I would say that we need to try to convince them to let us gaze, just to gaze upon the prince, because you need to hear his voice.
Right. And they're not going to listen to this mortal to let us in. It will come down to you and me, Fenric. So I will roll and see how I do.
See.
All right, we rolled 18 plus 1, so 19.
Okay, and yeah, what do you tell Gipfin, the Seneschal?
I say to him, "Sir, with all due respect, we came here not to speak with you, but to speak with the prince himself. We humbly request that you allow us to do so."
He looks between you two and says something under his breath, almost like an elvish curse, and says, "You're right. Let me go see if the prince himself will be seen today." And with that, he leaves through the double doors. He goes through them and only opens it a crack, and then closes it behind him as he enters. A few minutes later,
We obviously, I take something and I gently hold it to the crack, just to keep it and then I'll like Caliph, you can listen.
Okay.
Yes, I sneak up to the doors and I press my ear to the crack so I can listen to
The guards are still
the prince's
standing
voice.
by these doors.
Oh, the guards. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
There, no worries. There's 2 guards here along with the herald, and the doorman
Okay.
who escorted you. 2 of them left to go back to the entrance, and the other 2 went and dropped off Fimbulfall or Skomak, and then they came as this is going on. They walked past you back to the door, the entrance. So there are still 2 here whose sole job is to guard this door, and they watch over you. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know if I made that. Yes. So yeah. Jip Thin. I keep wanting to call him Seneschal. I know that's the title, but anyways, he returns and he says, "The prince shall hold court," and he opens the double doors, and the guards wave you in. Jip Thin leading ahead of you. And where is the court? 1-12? Yes. Okay, you are now in the court, and this is what you see. A forest grove, or at least so it seems, lies beyond the door. Trees rise up around the perimeter, their boughs interlocking to form a ceiling of sighing leaves. Glimpses of stars, dark against the darkness, are visible between the branches. The floor is moss and grass, and a burbling spring brings the sound of water to the gloom. Draperies of living vegetation hang between tree trunks, obscuring further sections of the grove. A large chair rests upon a flat bouldered dais. The chair is crowned with a carving of a stag's head, and sharp thorns protrude from the chair's sides and back. Shadows obscure the chair from further examination. And as you see this, we're switching back over to Skomak. Skomak! The firebolgs have each of your arms and are dragging you towards the forge. There are, where the heck is it? In the smithy, there is. Yes, the room contains a forge and anvil, an iron stock, coal, and obviously blacksmith's finished weapons are collected. A crude bed stands beneath a ring set into the wall. The dwarf, who they called Fumba Bambi, is chained here each night. Well, he's chained here as he's their slave. They're dragging you towards the forge. Blazing heat, and blazing fire is going, and the bulgs laugh and they say, "Oh, it's time for that beard to go. Whether you work here, you'll be offered for food. We can't have our dwarfs this hairy." The other one laughs. "You're right, Borg. Let's get this done."
Can I try to break out of their wrists?
This is where Skomak dies.
Probably.
You can try. Phil is watching out in the corner. His chains don't let him come to your aid, but you can see a deep hatred for the firebolts in his eyes.
So can I try to get out of their grasp? What would that be?
Let's see. There's 2 of them, and you're bound. I would say, yeah, DC 15 for a strength check.
Strength check. Okay.
Can you use a deep dice?
Ah. Oh,
You can use big dice if you need to. Yeah. Let's see.
I don't think it would help.
What's your result?
6.
Oh man.
I'm gonna lose my beard.
If you got to get a 12, a mighty deed might work. If it's a 12.
A 12? Yeah.
Yeah, you get to. I will lower this to a 12 and see if you can pass it before we continue here.
Oh.
Got a 1 on my D type.
No. This is the worst fate ever.
Not the
dwarf.
beard! Not the beard!
The beard begins to burn as they hold your face close to the fire. And they laugh. Bumblefill, watching this happen, throws actually the iron head that he has. And he strikes the one holding your left shoulder, doing 4 points of damage, releasing your arm. Yeah, your beard is on fire, and one of the fireballs got hit in the back by an iron head. And now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the court.
The beard's burning.
How long is your beard? Did you put a measurement on your dwarf's beard?
No.
Okay. Well, how do you know how old he is? If we go by what we could standard dwarf beard.
Yeah, I didn't roll that.
Can we hear him screaming?
No, you
No?
cannot. They're everything even the elves don't hear it. They think it's just the normal sounds of the smithy going. Let's see. There was a specific saying. Smithy. Yeah. A fight in here is likely to go unnoticed due to the regular noise of metal being worked and the grunts of the dwarf as he worked. So, yeah. So, no one knows this is happening.
Okay. Keyleth will bow to the prince, well, curtsy, and say, "Hello, your grace. My name is Keyleth. It is an honor to meet you."
Alright, yes. So, this can be my best chance of role-playing this prince. He is very condescending. You see him sitting upon the throne, and in here is 4 elven guards and 2 courtiers. And he says, "Welcome to the my court." And he waves over to one of his courtiers, and they leave, and they come back with offering you viands from his stores. One of the courtiers fetches a dish of sweet fruit and cups of fairy wine. And then why have you come before me? What brings more?
Sorry if it was just something I realized. Maybe I'll just wait.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if furbolgs count as giants.
That is a good. I will get back to you on that right now in just a second.
Okay.
Let's see. So, what brings the children along with this lesser being to my court?
First, your grace, I must say thank you for your generosity and your gracious welcome to your court. And we have come before you to offer you a gift of a dwarf and this human.
Good indeed. We've been looking for dwarves. I offer them the chance to work for piles of gold as high as their beards. The mortal.
Ah,
He can help our chef's kitchen, as they need help preparing tonight's feast. Don't worry, we don't eat mortals.
What did you say that he does with the dwarves' beards?
He says that he offers him the chance to work for him for piles of gold as high as their beards.
yeah, which they take
Gracious
off.
yours.
But
Yeah.
we don't know that they take them off, so.
Ah.
The shorter your beard, the higher it is.
Yeah.
My lord, my name is Finric. I come to you with a grave concern. The mortal peoples around these lands encircle it all about. They breed like rabbits, like weeds among the beautiful grasses that border Elfland. Is there nothing that we can do about these mortals that swallow whole the beautiful borderlands of our fields?
You've come at a good time, Sir Fenric. As I've been stationed here by my mother, the Queen, to set up an outpost or an invasion force to eliminate these creatures off of our land. Their filthy duke slain the unicorn just a few short years ago. They shall be enslaved and be put into the mine.
This is most excellent to hear, my prince. It allows my heart into a chilly relaxation to know that your reign is sure and that this can be remedied. I offer you my service. But I, if you would allow just mere children like us a curiosity, I can't help but see this forge and the kitchen. And then I look forward to being able to aid your and be put to your service if possible.
Yes. I shall have you see to the kitchen first as we and then to the smithy afterwards, if that is what you so wish, pledging your allegiance to the new court or any information you have on the mortals would be great indeed.
Excellent.
See,
I bow to him in a really
just-
overly sanctimonious way, all the way down to one knee.
he tilts his head slightly, but he gives you a slight nod towards it. And on the other note, for firebulbs or fear bulbs, I had an the stat block for them, but I don't remember which book it is in. But I believe they count as they're large. If we cut out a DCC and just use like regular any other edition large size setting.
I would have gone up the dice chain then.
Yeah, so yeah, they're large. I'd say they're bigger than humans. They're 6 feet tall, so yeah, they count as
So my
size up.
Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and you get with your Hawaiian shirt. I think you go up the dice chain anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, because of that, yeah.
And with that, the courtiers, the prince waves them away, and they take the three to. I'm trying to make sure I get this right. To the kitchens. They will guide you there. And with that, as they guide you, we'll switch back to the smithy. Okay. Humblewaffle is helping you, Gomac. At least he's trying to. Your beard, we'll say, was 4 feet long, and now it's maybe 3 feet as it's burning, and the fire is spreading quickly. The other fireball still has your arm, as the one who got hurt goes towards Thimblefawful.
Yeah, I want to try to break out of its arms.
Alright, you try and break out of its arms. Belladonna is kind of laughing in the back and says, pretty stupid. Trying to do something. Okay, you can try. It'll be, I'm going to say it's less because there's only one, so DC 12.
Okay. I think I can go up to the dice stand too, so.
Yes, you can.
Hey, that was my deed die. Ah, really? Nope, I cannot break free.
Hey, Skomek, fully geared has no problem, but being bound and held by bolts is messing him up.
Oh, I haven't had much luck actually rolling dice.
Tonight, yeah. Well, alright.
He'll be okay.
The firebolt with the air heads towards Fimble Famby and tries to hit him with the butt of his sword, which misses, and Fimble Famby actually strikes him with the hammer. Which it hits for D4 plus 1, okay? For 5 points of damage.
My dwarf is malfunctioning.
The dwarf is malfunctioning. You gotta hit the reset. And let's see, firebolts. Okay, yeah, so he's actually bloodied this one firebolt up. Belladonna seems to be preparing to cast a spell in the back. She stands near the door. And with that, we shall go over back to the group to head towards the kitchen. Upon entering, you see bright firelight and the smell of roasting meat fill this stone and earth-walled room. A butchered beast of curious shape roasts over an open fire pit, as bow-legged, long-nosed creatures with green skin and yellow eyes rush about. They carry sharp kitchen knives and are dressed in blood-stained aprons. And you all see these are 8 goblin cooks and
Which room is this?
Julian. This is area 1-3, the kitchen.
Alright. How many guards are in here?
There are just the 2 courtiers, as the prince sees you and Caleb as recruits now, I guess. And he just sent his courtiers to guide you. So there's 2 of the courtier elves and 8 goblin cooks and scullions that are preparing the evening's feast.
Yeah, and it looks like they're cooking someone too. I know we're running over time, but before we go, I want to make sure. So, we're doing the murder hobo thing, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Are we bringing cleansing justice upon this place? I know, but we don't know, right? Like, we don't know what's going on with you.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
think we assumed that you're gonna have to be liberated at this point because that wasn't our plan. We're gonna have to find our way back.
Yeah, they were supposed to get me dressed and bring me to the prince, and then nope.
What do you think, Ron and Caleth, and like what are we killing? Is that the? I don't see what else we need to negotiate with them. Like they're going to try to kill all the mortals.
I think so. Yeah.
I
I think that is our only option at this point. There's nothing. I do not like the thought of not knowing how many guards total we will be up against. I do not see another way to
Sort of a slave uprising.
Well, that's. Sorry, go ahead, Caleb. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't see another option but to mount an insurrection and, try. I don't know if we can try to convince the courtiers not to continue to follow the prince. So I think we're going to have to go all murder hobo and kill them, as well as the guards and anyone else who might resist.
What do you think, Ron? Is there a way out of this at this point? I also see an imperative here that if we do this, the really dramatic point is we're going to have to seal off our entrance to Elfland, because they'll come back and they'll do worse things. So if we're going to help Aerth, we have to destroy the fairy mound and close them off from Elfland. Otherwise, the queen will be worse than her son ever was, especially if we kill him.
I could try to second sight.
Second sight?
Try to glimpse the future, maybe. But
I was hoping we could spare the prince's life and just imprison him and reinstate his father.
Yeah.
That will become...
Instead of killing him.
We've moved from insurrection in this fairy mound to insurrection in an entire kingdom. I'm not saying I don't want to do it. I'm just saying we're talking about something different at that point.
I'm thinking if we go with that part of the plan, it would be, let's say this all happens. You take him as hostage, the fairy mound is cleared of the now darkened elves. Their kind of personality change, kind of like the Selune people, is how I'm thinking about it. But anyways, that happens. You'd have to seal the mound behind you as you enter Elfland, and have to find another way out.
That sounds fine to me.
I have a way out for myself, but not for you all, I don't think. I can check. I actually have a way of traveling between dimensions specifically for this, but I can do it if I like spell burn and do really, really well on the check. I can get us all out of Elfland, but it would be also a one-way trip, and it would be 100 miles randomly in some forest in Aerth.
I'm down with adventures in Elfland.
I think that is our better option than just killing the prince. Because if we kill the prince, his father could also be angered.
No, his father doesn't recognize him. His father doesn't recognize him as a son.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but this is the most obvious thing. We got the queen and her son, who are, let's say, quote-unquote evil, at least against mortals. And then we got the king and his daughter, who are, mortals are fine. Let's have some fun and bring them over and show them some wild magic tricks, stuff like that.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe we ought to, it feels like that's a big move, a big campaign move in a different direction. We'd be putting some big books down and picking some other ones up, which I'm down for. But it sounds like to switch the campaign over to, all right, a rebellion in Elfland, like that sounds like a big thing. That sounds like not a small thing. Like we would be putting the corruption on the staircase aside and all that stuff. And I'm not saying I don't want to do that. I just want to frame that and offer it up that way, for us to.
Yeah.
I don't like the escape and find another way.
like this is how I'll put it. Whichever way you guys go, I have it fully, completely prepped. And Elfland is for lack of a better term, it's like the Feywild. Time moves. So you guys could spend like, let's just, for example, 3 in-game years doing this rebellion against the Queen, and maybe 6 hours would have passed on the staircase or back on it.
Yeah. Or because it fulfills the prophecy, if we reinstate the king, it fast forwards 1,000 years in a single moment.
Yes.
And we're 1,000 years in the future, and the staircase is gone or something. I love all of this. Like I'm just saying, do
Then
we
have to find a way to go back in time.
So Glenn that's true too. Glenn is that's also fun and neat to think about. Glenn says I'm hearing you say you're cool with doing this, and Caleb, I'm hearing you say that you don't just want to try to close off this mound, you want to solve the problem with the Elf King, like the King of Elfland.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is necessary.
Okay. Ron, what do you think?
With the way they are about the humans,
This is a good point. They may end up just coming back into Aerth, and like they'll find a way in, and it'll be worse. Like if we enrage them. So, all right.
We can't do anything.
I'm down.
If we scorched earth this mound and we go into Elfland, then we should seek out the daughter.
The King of Elfland's daughter. Yeah.
Yes.
No, we're going to Zolman with Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, really, we are. That is inspired by that. Okay. Yeah. So I'm down. The first steps then are we need to fight and win here. That's the first step. And I will note, like trying to fight and capture that prince, there's no guarantee that he won't make it out or that he won't die. But such is how these things go. You're right. Yeah. All right, fun. Okay.
I think we should do our best to keep him alive, but if he must perish, then so be it.
If we get separated when we go into the kitchen, are the other people in the kitchen, are they also bound?
No, there's just a bunch of goblins cooking something over a fire, and the courtiers.
Goblins.
And goblins. Not Peter or Keter. These are other goblins.
Yeah.
As much as I wanted to do the DCC standard of not a monster, but the monster, this is Planescape, so they're back to being a monster. So yeah, it's a bunch of goblins. Goblin cooks for, elves. Alright, well, okay. We pushed about halfway through this. We got a little bit left to go, so next week we can pick right where we are. By that time, Gomac might be a hairless dwarf.
Yep.
Or
the fury of the dwarven people shall descend upon this place.
Do I take any damage from that, or?
No flesh was burned. It's just hair. You've been singed pretty bad, and your beard is still on fire. So we'll get right back to it. We'll be right at the moment when we return.